Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the October 7th, 2025 work session for the town of Ossining. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance and stay standing for a moment of silence to recognize the second anniversary of the Senate. Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Present.
Councilmember Nikim,
Here.
Councilmember Weiss,
Present.
Supervisor Feldman.
Present.
Sure. Okay, and for our work session, we are going to have a presentation from Davie Resource Group regarding the Town of Austining Stream Management Plan. And we have Karen Orr here from Davie Resource Group to speak about it.
Thank you for joining us.
Hi, hey everyone. Thank you for having me here to present the work. If possible, would I be able to share the presentation somehow? I made a slideshow. I don't know
sure,
if,
go ahead.
let's see. Okay, share. Let me, oh, hold on, let me.
You got it.
Okay, is it looking like a slideshow? Or like I'm
Yes,
editing a
it's fine.
slideshow?
There you
There
go.
you go.
Okay, great. Yeah, so let's see. I'll just get into it. So yeah, just to introduce myself, my name is Karen, and I'm an environmental consultant and arborist with Davie Resource Group. I was involved with the project management of the inventory as well as the tree management plan. I'll be discussing later in these slides. Okay. So yeah, here's the outline of the topics I'll be discussing. I'll start with the benefits of the inventory of Ostining's trees has for the town and dive into some of the main findings of the inventory, and briefly discuss their implications. And then I'll overview the information we provided in our tree management plan, including the planting plan section we developed for Ostining's planting program. And I'll conclude with some key takeaways and next steps for Ostining's tree program. So to start with the benefits of the tree inventory, the four key takeaways include first and foremost safety, knowing the conditions and hazards present in the town's community forest, as well as where those hazards are located, can help the town facilitate like quick decisions on immediate tree work needed to promote a safe environment. And then afterwards, another benefit is educating the town and public on the composition of their urban forest, down to the species, size, health, environmental, and economic benefits. And all of this information is accessible on TreeKeeper, which is the program that we use, the database of information that the information is found on, and it can be viewed by the town on a public platform. And then moving on to budgeting, the information gathered in the tree inventory will help inform the town on budgeting decisions for necessary tree work, including scope of work, estimated costs, and the timeline to get the tree work done. And then finally, within the inventory, we identified vacant spots for future tree planting. And within the tree management plan, we provided guidance on tree planting practices as well as 2 recommendations for suitable tree species to be planted in each of the vacant sites that we identified. So to delve into the numbers, our inventory took place in 7 parks and open spaces in the town of Ossining. We collected a total of 1,402 sites in these areas. And of the 1,402 sites, we found 929 trees. We identified 289 planting sites and 184 stumps. And the map image that you're seeing is of the trees and vacant sites that are present in Sally Swope Sitting Park. This screenshot was taken from the Tree Keeper program, which is the database of the information that we collected from the inventory. So each of these points represent either a tree or a vacant site. And then once you click onto it, more information about what we collected during the inventory is revealed. Oh, so of those 929 trees, we found that 85% of all the trees were found to be in fair or better condition. And 10% were in poor condition, and only 5% of the trees recorded were dead at the time of the inventory. So this graph displays that information by the relative age class of the trees. So generally what that means is when trees get older as a whole, their health declines. And it's just a natural part of the tree's life cycle. But even still, for each age class of the trees in Ossining, over 80% of all of those trees were found to be in fair or better condition. So, which is, pretty good, pretty significant. So looking at the species composition, we found 77 different tree species, which belong to 43 different genus and 25 different families. And the most abundant species we found was the tulip poplar. So this graph just shows the top 6 species that were found in the Ossining inventory and their percentage of the entire inventory. So there's a baseline of 10% up there because of a common rule of thumb for tree diversity is instituting what we call the 10-20-30 rule, which dictates that an urban forest population should include no more than 10% of any one species, 20% of any one genus, and 30% of any one family. So as we can see, tulip poplars constitute 14% of the urban canopy. So, it's just a consideration for future plantings could be to plant less tulip poplars. And then additionally, we see that Norway maple is second, the second most common tree in Ossining, but Norway maples are actually considered an invasive tree in New York. So knowing the percentage of their population from the whole can help Ossining make different choices for species in future plantings. So, moving on to risk assessment, we found 3 high risk, 27 moderate risk, and 91 low risk trees that we recommended for removal. So we recommend that the high risk trees be removed within the first 6 months when we identify them, and that moderate risk trees to be removed afterwards within 6 months to a year, and low risk trees are a last priority for removal. And then additionally, we also identified 1 high risk, 47 moderate risk, and 231 low risk trees for pruning. So the timeline in which we recommend this work to be done follows the same as for the removals. So all of that information and much more was compiled into this document I've been referencing throughout the presentation called the Tree Management Plan. Here's the cover page for it. And this plan expands upon the inventory findings and analyzes the data to provide the insights that will help the town of Ossining make informed and prompt decisions regarding the tree management. And the plan also provides a tree planting guidance section, which will be key to Ossining's tree planting program. So as an example, here we have a map of Cedar Lane Park's vacant sites. Each point can be viewed on the Tree Keeper program to see what size vacant site it is and what 2 species we recommend to plant based on the site's conditions. So for example, if we identified a small vacant site, we also identified 2 small stature trees that would be well suited to grow in that site. for recommendation, and we do the same for medium and large vacant sites that we recommend, that we identified. Okay, so yeah, to wrap up the presentation, the tree inventory and tree management plan are meant to provide a framework for the next steps Austining can take for its tree canopy. So one of the most important actions would be to mitigate the hazards of high and moderate risk trees by scheduling timely tree work. And once those hazards are taken care of, the town can focus efforts on the tree planting program to increase the tree canopy townwide. And as a synthesis of all the above, the Tree Keeper program can be used as a tool to update the inventory database and by recording, new plantings, removals, tree work, and that link is to the Tree Keeper program. And we would be happy to do a demonstration of the software for anyone who would be using this program. So yeah, thank you for allowing me to present our work.
I appreciate it. We did appreciate that one tree, even before they got the data together, that was dangerous. They gave us a call and said, hey, go take a look at this leaning tree. It could, get somebody. So we took care of that right away, of course. I was very surprised to find out we had a majority of tulip trees. And because I like tulip trees, I didn't think we had that many. I thought we had too many Norway maples, so that I definitely agree with. I know that this data will be very handy when we apply for grants, understanding what trees we have, what condition they're in, can put us ahead of other communities that don't have this put together. So we appreciate that. Do any of my board colleagues have any questions?
No, I mean, my only question is a tulip a popular tree for our region here?
Yes,
Tulip.
it's a native tree.
It's a native, okay, that's what.
Oh, yeah, it's a great tree. It's beautiful and it's native. There's nothing wrong with having an abundance of them. Just in terms of tree diversity, you want to make sure that if one species, even if it's a native beneficial tree, is overtaking the canopy, then if there were to be some sort of a blight or disease or pest that targets that one species, then there would be a major shift in, the healthy versus unhealthy trees in the canopy. And so it's just something to, be aware of in terms of tree species diversity. But I think it's a very lovely tree.
I was wondering if you had any expectations before you did the research, if you expected more oak trees, for instance, and
Well, yeah, oak trees are like pretty native to the area, but it is very hard to tell for an urban canopy because so many trees are planted by the municipality. Sometimes 30 or 40 plus years ago when there wasn't a thought towards the future of these trees or even an emphasis on, if they're good for the environment or if they're invasive even. So we don't go into the inventories with any expectations because, if anything, a lot of municipalities have similar trends, like the trend of Norway maples being one of the most common trees is very common almost everywhere we go. And it is starting to become more well known that that's not really the best tree to be planting in New York State. I mean, maples are great, but if you want to plant a maple, you want to plant a native maple, and you also want to make sure that there is enough room to plant it. Sometimes these maples are planted too close to buildings or utilities, and then they just kind of grow too large for the space. But I mean, in a park, it's a different situation, but yeah.
Yeah, and I was impressed. I took just a peek at some of the diverse types of trees that you recommended, things that we have a very environmentally knowledgeable person on our planning board, and these are some of the ones that she's always talking about, the pawpaw tree, which we have some in Ryder Park and, you know, some of these rarer trees. I will be calling and asking where we can put some chestnut trees, which I have some seedlings. And where would be
Awesome.
the best part for them, because since they're rare. But anyway, we will be looking at planting trees each year, and we're very happy to have a guide to which trees would do best and which situations, be it dry, wet, and you know, it's good to have guidance on what tree is most appropriate for the environment around it. So we appreciate that. Mhm.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you so much for coming tonight and presenting and putting together the little slideshow.
Of course. Thanks for having me. And yeah, you guys, like, you know, Austining can always reach out to us for any sort of guidance or as a resource for the tree health and the canopy of the town. We're happy to continue. And also for if a number of people are interested in the Tree Keeper demo, that's definitely something that we would want to, you know, make sure you guys are familiar with the software, because it can really be quite a useful tool for ongoing maintenance of the canopy. And yeah, we're here
Do you
to
recommend that for our highway, parks and town board who's making the decisions? And I think it came with our package,
absolutely.
interest. So how many people does that, or do we just have one big class or a couple little classes or whatever works?
Yeah, it can be as many folks as you would like to be educated on the software, and you know, there's no there's no limit really to who we can do the workshop with.
Okay, do you remember offhand how many Tree of Heaven we had? I'm very happy to see that's not one of our main trees.
Offhand, no, but I can go into the I can try to go into the software right now to take a look if that's something you want to know at this moment. I can take a look right now.
Okay, I mean, we used to have a lot of ash trees, the emerald ash borer did away with that. We had, you know, we have had some blights that have adjusted and changed our canopies, so.
Yeah, I will look into it and let me see if I can do that right now. I don't want to.
Yeah, we've spent the last few years taking down dead ash trees because of that pest, so.
So you wanted to know specifically Tree of Heaven and Ash?
Nope, Tree of Heaven, the ash all went away.
Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm seeing that we inventoried 20 Tree of Heaven, which is a very small amount.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly where they are. At Ryder Park. On the left. Okay. Good. All right, so how do we compare to other communities as far as diversity goes?
Diversity, I mean,
Or native?
it's not I mean, yeah, I would say Austining is pretty good, especially with the number of trees. Like the total number of trees was 929, and so the fact that there were 77 different species like that, that's a pretty good spread, I would say. Um and yeah, it's not typical that we compare from like municipality to municipality. So I couldn't tell you how that comparison is, but I could say that, you know, 77 species is a pretty good spread.
A pretty good balance? Okay, good. Thank you. We'll try to keep that up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
All right. Thanks.
Good. All right. And I have a bunch of announcements. So this week, this Thursday, the Mike Risco Music School is celebrating 30 years of music. On Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m., They have live music, snacks, and an open jam. And you can just go there on Croton Avenue. The Hudson River Potters Fall Show and Sale at Muscoot Farm will be running every weekend in October. For more information, please visit hudsonriverpotters.net/Muscoot Show. The weekend ferry service between Haverstraw and Ossining is ongoing until October 12th, so you have one more weekend. The ferry runs between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Please check newyorkwaterway.com for detailed schedules. Sing Sing Kill Brewery is hosting Craft Cocktails and History on Thursday, October 16th at 7 p.m., featuring our town historian, Caroline Curvin. Ossing's Haunted Kill returns this year, this weekend, the weekend of October 17th and 18th. Event entry is free, and you can enjoy food trucks, craft beer, music, art show, and adult costume contest. The event runs from 6 to 10 p.m. both nights and features the Haunted Trail. I do think you should, might need to go onto the website and sign up, though. The Westchester County Shredder event will be coming to the Joseph G. Caputo Community Center on Saturday, October 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Early voting in Ossining will begin on Saturday, October 25th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That doesn't feel right. Oh, early voting, sorry, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Joseph G. Caputo Community Center. Visit our website or our Facebook page for a full list of dates and times for early voting. And don't forget, when you're voting, to flip the ballot over for important initiatives that are on the back of the ballot. The Ossining Recreation and Parks Department is excited to host the 2026 Trunk or Treat event. It'll be in Market Square on October 31st from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Enjoy games, candy, and music. If you would like to sign up to register your trunk and hand candy out to all those kids, good costumes, please email Bill Garrison at wgarrison@villageofOssiningny.gov. Remember that Neighbors Link is a great source of information and community resources for our immigrant population. Please visit their website, www.neighborslink.org. You can click on resources to register or attend informational webinars about knowing your rights in both English and Spanish, and to find contact information for trusted professionals. As always, our Ossining Public Library has many events, including movies, crafts, meditation, tutoring, yoga, book clubs, and more. Please see their website at ossininglibrary.org for more information. And the Luff LGBTQ+ Community Center has everything from events and programs, resources and presentations, all dedicated to providing support to everyone who's a part of the LGBTQ+ community, including many virtual and important person support groups and clubs for a multitude of different topics. Please check out their website at loftgaycenter.org for more information. And for more fun and interesting events being held locally, please see the supervisor's update on the supervisor's webpage to take a look. Thank you. Okay. I think that's it for our work session today. I hope you enjoyed it. Our next meeting will be October 14th at the courthouse legislative session. So we'll see you then. And I think it'll be a little cooler by then. I hope everybody's enjoying this summer that finally got here. And have a good night. Thank you. Sorry, we're going into executive session for personnel and advice of counsel and pending litigation.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.